When you play through Star Wars Battlefront 2 and reach the Bespin level, you encounter these gigantic, gas-filled monsters that Delmico calls Beldon. In today's Star Wars lore episode, we'll be covering Beldon in both Legends and Canon continuities.
Wow, take a look at all these Beldons.
I think it's cute you study a planet's wildlife before we visit.
Hey, if they make the Tirana gas the Empire needs, then Beldons are mission critical.
Hey guys, this is EckhartsLadder. Hello and welcome to what will be a fairly short episode of Star Wars lore. As I mentioned in the introduction, we are covering Beldons, the creatures seen in Star Wars Battlefront 2. We're going to be looking at them in both Canon and Legends, examining their origins, and looking at what they really do. Beldons were introduced to the Star Wars universe in 1989, with the Galaxy Guide 2 edition to the Star Wars role-playing game. Although it didn't include any pictures, that source introduced Beldons to the Star Wars expanded universe, and they haven't really changed much since. Some key facts about the creatures from Galaxy Guide 2 is that they can grow from 800 meters all the way up to 10 kilometers, much larger even than space slugs. They're created out of what the book calls open fleshy spheres, which are open at the bottom end. These spheres, along with the Beldon's tendrils, are used primarily to get nutrition and food. Food for the Beldon is typically the gases found around the planet of Bespin. The Beldon process these gases, then excreting Tabana gas. That Tabana gas, by the way, is the chief resource being mined at Bespin. Beldons move around and navigate through the use of electrical fields, which they themselves create. Because Beldon essentially create Tabana gas, they are extremely useful, and at least on Bespin, the hunting of them is strictly prohibited. Beldon would typically travel together in packs, sometimes numbering into the thousands, and they could be fairly dangerous, largely due to their size, but also the electrical magnetic field that they create. Also, any collision with a Beldon is likely to cause a very large explosion. At Cloud City, where the Tabana gas runs free, this could be devastating. The Beldon's chief predator is the Velker, which uses its sharp teeth to suck the gases out of the Beldon's fleshy body. Apart from that, there wasn't really much added or changed to the lore in any way. I think the only notable thing is that they are somewhat intelligent and that they did care for the other members of their pack. I do find it somewhat interesting that Beldon have been part of the expanded universe since the 1980s, but haven't really changed in any meaningful way. I also can't really think of any situations where they were a major plot point. More often they're just something that's mentioned when a character is at Bespin. Beldon and the other creatures of Bespin were, to my knowledge at least, pictured for the first time in The Wildlife of Star Wars, a field guide, a wonderful book which, as the title would suggest, gives information about the various creatures in the Star Wars universe. The Beldon were incorporated to the new Star Wars canon with the Ultimate Star Wars reference book. However, Star Wars Battlefront II is their first major appearance, and it appears that nothing has actually changed since Star Wars Legends. And that, my friends, is the brief history and lore of the Beldons in both Star Wars Legends and Canons. I told you I'd keep this one short, so I did. Let me know down in the comment section if you have any questions, whether you like this video, whether you like the idea of Beldons generally, and of course, any ideas you have for future videos. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. This has been your host, EckhartsLadder. May the Force be with you.